taking a quick look at the Zendure SuperBase Pro, and I thought it would be kind of fun to just do like a quick redesign on this unit. Because, overall, I think this is a great unit. It's got a ton of great specs, but there's just a couple of things I'm not too crazy about as far as the design goes. But before we jump into the design stuff, let's just do like a quick recap on the unit. So this thing's actually available in two different versions, an LFP version and an NMC version. And this is something I don't quite understand why more companies don't do this, because people generally have like a preference. They like one or the other. Obviously with NMC you're going to get a little bit more capacity, and then with LFP you're going to get more life cycles, right? So yeah, it's just great that they offer both. And basically the weight ranges between 40 and 45 pounds or so, depending on which battery type you get. But so that's still like a manageable weight. But if it is still a little bit too heavy for you, it's got this telescoping handle. This thing's basically designed like around like a suitcase design. So that goes up, and then you obviously got the wheels as well, right? So it's a very manageable unit as far as like a portable power station goes. It's very manageable, but the thing that really kind of sets this thing apart is the specs on this is just like top shelf. So as far as charging goes, 1800 watts is the max input, and this is AC or solar. So you can actually do up to 1800 watts of solar on this thing too. And remember that the LFP version is about just under 1,500 watt hours. And then the NMC version is actually a little over 2,000 watt hours. So this is like, 1,800 watt charging. This is big numbers, for a battery of those sizes. And then it's got a 2,000 watt inverter as well. So this is just great. Obviously, you're going to be able to pretty much plug anything into it as far as anything that goes into a standard wall plug. And then, so there we go with the that suitcase style design. And then this is just talking about all the ports it has. And then it also does have an app with a Wi-Fi app. And then it's also got built-in 4G. So that's kind of a unique thing as well. Now here's just the overview. So basically the 2000 is the NMC version, and then the 1500 is the LFP version. All right, so just jumping into Photoshop here. So this is the unit as it comes. And so basically, there's just a couple of things I'm not too crazy about. So I thought we would let's just talk about those things, and then I'll show you the kind of redesign that I came up with. So first of all, is this like double handle here, right? I mean, what's going on with this? Like, not only do you have like one handle here that completely blocks and like ruins this flat top, and this is a pretty good size unit, so that flat top could be quite useful, right? But just the fact that it looks really messy, because you got the suitcase handle here, and then you got the secondary handle here, right? So we need to work on that and eliminate that. And then another thing I don't like, I don't care for having like ports on the side or the back. I really think everything should just be at the front. You're accessing the front. You're looking at the screen. You got these the other ports here. You got all the switches and stuff. It's just better to have everything on the front, and then that way too you can kind of tuck the unit away, and you can always get to everything you need, right? So yeah, I'm not too crazy about that. So maybe we can work on that. And then another thing is, look at these little vents that they have on this unit. Remember, this thing can actually charge from the wall and from solar, at 1C rate or even a little bit higher, right? So these vents are just way too small for that, because you're going to be creating a ton of heat inside this unit, right? If you're doing like a 1C charge. And what I've always talked about is that like heat is one of the number one things that's actually going to shorten the life on these power stations. It's going to reduce the number of life cycles you get on your battery, and it's just going to potentially shorten the life of the unit itself with the electronics and stuff like that, right? So we need to bump that up and try to exhaust more heat out of this unit. Those small little vents are just not going to cut it. And then another issue I have here is the USB ports. So only USB-C on this unit, which is odd. It's odd, and it's just like a lot of people still have USB-A stuff. So just include USB-A as well. I mean, look at how much space you have here, right? I mean, You can definitely include some USB-A. And what's funny, they actually, if you buy this unit, they actually give you like a little USB-C to USB-A adapter. But it's like, come on, you know what I mean? Like just have it built in. Like if you feel the need to include an adapter, just put it on the power station somewhere, you know, right? All right, so here it is, just something I came up with real quick, and something that addresses all those issues, and just something that, you know, has an aesthetically pleasing look to it as well. So let's just go in order. I basically, you know, I've eliminated that second handle at the top, right? And, you know, there's a couple of different things. You could have like a built-in like folding handle on the top, or, you know, maybe there's some pockets to put your hands in, like in the back of the unit, right? There's a couple of different solutions that you could do with, but the main point is just get rid of that secondary handle. And then I've also kind of tried to tuck the suitcase handle in just a little bit lower. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to fit flush. That would be even better. But, you know, compared to how it was, you can see that, right? So we just kind of tucked it in. Now, I've also obviously, you know, one of the main things, I've moved those ports. So all of the ports are at the front now, right? So again, this is just something, as far as like ease of use goes, I think it's just a better design overall. Now I was kind of playing around with this, like with a few different layouts. You know, so this layout isn't like a perfect thing, because if you did have like a lot of like AC plugs coming in here, you could potentially block off some of the USB ports underneath, right? Or it would just make it a little bit more difficult to do it. But I think overall I settled on this design just because I think it looked, I thought it just looked the best. So that's what I've come up with, and I'm just gonna stick with that, right? So, and then we got the DC plug over here as well. And then of course we've added the USB-A's. So let's just say those are quick charge ports. I think everybody would be happy to see that. And then of course we still got the three USB-C's. And then the last change I made is just this, I've kind of switched up this button so that it's a USB button, right? So this will just turn on this section here. So this is always just better to have all separate switches for these, because, you know, it does take power, it does take energy to convert the battery's voltage to whatever these outlets are at. So if you're just running USB stuff, you don't want to be having the regulated 12 volts powered up as well. So yeah, just have separate switches. And then obviously the DC would turn on, you know, the carport, and then these little ones as well. And then, you know, the AC and the AC. So that's my redesign for the SuperBase Pro. Let me know in the comments if you like this, and if you think this is a good direction for Zendure and maybe something they should consider. So, and yeah, hopefully you found this interesting. And yeah, thanks for watching.